Have you ever noticed that happiness always seems to be just one step ahead of you? You tell yourself, I'll be happy when I get that promotion. I'll be happy when I earn more money. I'll be happy when I find the right person. I'll be happy when life finally slows down. Then, one day, you achieve exactly what you wanted. For a brief moment, happiness arrives. You smile. You celebrate. You feel complete. But almost immediately, something changes. A new desire appears. A new goal takes its place. Suddenly, what once seemed like the answer no longer feels enough. You're running again, chasing another dream that promises to make you happy. Have you ever wondered why this keeps happening? Why does happiness always feel so close, yet never stay? More than 2,500 years ago, Lao Tzu discovered an answer that is just as relevant today as it was in ancient China. According to him, happiness isn't escaping you because you're looking in the wrong places. It's escaping you because you're chasing it. Modern life teaches us that happiness is something to achieve. We are surrounded by advertisements telling us that the next purchase will improve our lives. Social media convinces us that someone else is living the perfect life. Society tells us that success, wealth, beauty, and recognition are the keys to lasting joy. We spend years climbing ladders, collecting achievements, and comparing ourselves with everyone around us. Yet despite having more comfort, technology, and opportunity than any generation before us, millions of people feel more anxious, lonely, and emotionally exhausted than ever. Lao Tzu would not have been surprised by this. He understood something that modern society often forgets. The more desperately we chase happiness, the further away it seems to move. Imagine standing in the middle of a beautiful meadow, trying to catch a butterfly. The faster you run toward it, the farther it flies away. You become frustrated. You believe you simply need to run faster. But no matter how hard you chase, the butterfly continues to escape. Now imagine sitting quietly beneath a tree. You stop running. You stop reaching. You simply become still. After a while, the butterfly gently lands beside you. Happiness is much like that butterfly. It rarely comes to those who desperately pursue it. It often appears when we stop chasing and begin simply living. Lao Tzu believed that one of humanity's greatest mistakes is confusing pleasure with happiness. Pleasure is temporary. It depends on circumstances. A delicious meal brings pleasure, but eventually hunger returns. Buying something new feels exciting, but before long it becomes ordinary. Praise from others feels wonderful, but it fades quickly, leaving us searching for the next compliment. Happiness built on temporary pleasures is like building a house on sand. It cannot last because the foundation constantly shifts. True happiness, according to Lao Tzu, is not found in what happens to us. It is found in how we relate to life itself. Think about the ocean. On the surface, waves rise and fall. Some are calm, others become violent storms. Yet beneath the surface, the ocean remains remarkably still. Most people spend their lives trying to eliminate every wave. They believe happiness means having no problems, no disappointments, and no uncertainty. But life will always have waves. There will always be unexpected challenges, losses, failures, and change. Lao Tzu teaches us that true happiness comes not from controlling the waves but from discovering the stillness beneath them. When you stop expecting life to be perfect, you begin appreciating it for what it truly is. One reason happiness always escapes us is because the mind constantly lives somewhere else. It replays the past and worries about the future. It tells us that happiness exists tomorrow, never today. It says, just one more achievement, just one more success, just one more milestone. But tomorrow never arrives. When tomorrow becomes today, the mind simply creates another tomorrow. This endless postponement steals the only moment where happiness can actually exist, the present moment. Lao Tzu observed nature carefully. Trees do not worry about next year. Rivers do not regret yesterday. Birds do not compare themselves with one another. Nature exists fully in the present, and perhaps that is why it appears so peaceful. Imagine holding a handful of sand. If you gently cup your hand, the sand remains. But if you squeeze tightly, it slips through your fingers. Happiness behaves in exactly the same way. The more tightly you try to hold on to it, the faster it disappears. Many people experience this after achieving a lifelong dream. They become so afraid of losing their happiness that anxiety replaces joy. They begin protecting it instead of experiencing it. Lao Tzu reminds us that life is meant to flow. Every emotion comes and goes. Happiness cannot be imprisoned. It must be allowed to arrive and leave naturally, just like the changing seasons. Another reason happiness escapes us is comparison. Today, comparison has become one of the greatest thieves of peace. We compare our jobs, our homes, our relationships, our appearance, and even our personal growth with others. Every time someone else succeeds, we quietly wonder why we aren't there yet. Lao Tzu saw this long before social media existed. He looked at nature and noticed something extraordinary. The mountain never envies the river. The flower never competes with the tree. The moon never wishes to become the sun. Everything simply fulfills its own purpose. Only human beings constantly compare themselves with everyone else. The moment you compare your life to someone else's, your own blessings become invisible. Lao Tzu often spoke about simplicity. Modern culture celebrates having more. More possessions, more followers, more achievements, more status. But Lao Tzu believed that wanting less creates greater freedom. Imagine carrying a backpack. Every unnecessary desire becomes another stone inside it. At first, the weight feels manageable. But year after year, the backpack grows heavier. Soon you're exhausted without understanding why. Many people aren't tired because life is difficult. They're tired because they're carrying desires that were never truly theirs. The world convinced them they needed things they never actually wanted. Happiness begins the moment we start removing unnecessary weight. Perhaps the greatest illusion is believing that happiness comes from becoming someone else. We constantly tell ourselves, if I were more confident, more attractive, more successful, then I would finally deserve happiness. But Lao Tzu questioned this entire way of thinking. He observed that nature never tries to become something else. The river doesn't wish to be the mountain. The bamboo doesn't wish to become the oak tree. Everything expresses its own nature without apology. Human beings suffer because they spend their lives trying to become someone they were never meant to be. Authenticity creates peace because it ends the exhausting struggle of pretending. One of Lao Tzu's most profound teachings is Wu Wei, often translated as effortless action. This doesn't mean doing nothing. It means acting in harmony with life instead of constantly forcing it. Think about sleep. The harder you try to force yourself asleep, the more awake you become. Sleep comes naturally when effort ends. Happiness works in much the same way. You cannot force yourself to be happy. You can only create the conditions where happiness naturally appears. Those conditions include gratitude, acceptance, simplicity, presence, and trust. Gratitude is one of the simplest doors to happiness, yet it is often overlooked because the mind is trained to focus on what is missing. Imagine walking through a beautiful garden while staring only at the weeds. The flowers were always there, but your attention determined your experience. The same is true in life. Every day contains small miracles: a sunrise, a conversation, a deep breath, a quiet evening, a smile from a stranger. But the mind rarely notices them because it is searching for something bigger. Lao Tzu invites us to return our attention to the ordinary. The extraordinary often hides inside ordinary moments. Many people fear letting go because they believe it means giving up. But Lao Tzu saw letting go differently. Imagine floating in water. The more desperately you fight the water, the faster you tire. The moment you relax, the water begins to support you. Life often works the same way. We exhaust ourselves trying to control every outcome, every person, and every possibility. Yet so much of life exists beyond our control. Happiness begins when we stop arguing with reality and begin flowing with it. There is another reason happiness feels so difficult to hold. We often attach it to conditions. We tell ourselves, "I'll be happy when." But every condition becomes another barrier separating us from joy. Lao Tzu gently asks a different question. What if happiness doesn't begin after something changes? What if it begins when you stop believing something has to change? That single realization has the power to transform an entire life. Imagine looking for your glasses all over the house, only to discover they were resting on your head the entire time. The search ends instantly, not because you found something new, but because you realized it was already with you. Happiness can be like that. We search for it in money, relationships, careers, and achievements, while overlooking the quiet contentment already present within us. Lao Tzu believed our natural state is one of peace. We simply cover it with endless wanting, fear, comparison, and resistance. As you reflect on your own life, ask yourself a simple question. How many times have you postponed happiness? How many moments have you missed because your mind was waiting for something better? Life is happening now, not after the next achievement, not after the next paycheck, not after everything finally becomes perfect. Right now, Lao Tzu reminds us that the happiest people are not those who possess the most, but those who need the least. They understand that joy is not hidden in extraordinary experiences. It quietly lives inside ordinary moments, waiting for someone who is present enough to notice it. When you stop chasing happiness, something remarkable happens. You begin noticing the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of birds in the morning, the comfort of silence, the kindness of strangers, and the simple miracle of being alive. None of these things were missing before. Only your attention was. Perhaps happiness has never been running away from you at all. Perhaps it has been patiently waiting for you to stop running long enough to notice it. That is the timeless wisdom Lao Tzu wanted us to discover. Happiness is not a destination waiting at the end of your journey. It is the way you walk the path itself. If this wisdom resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. What is one thing you're ready to stop chasing in order to find real happiness? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more timeless wisdom from Lao Tzu and the Hidden Path. Subscribe, like, comment, and continue walking the hidden path.